Mr. Anura Meddegoda, Senior President's Counsel and Vice President of Bar Association of Sri Lanka.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Venerable members of the Mahasangha, leaders of the opposition, ladies and gentlemen, and friends. Let me at the very outset make it clear that I'm speaking in my capacity as a President's Counsel and not as Deputy President of the Bar Association of Sri Lanka. I, in fact, hold that office, but in the present instance, I'm speaking in my capacity as a private lawyer, expressing my views on matters that are taking place, on issues that are taking place in this country today. Ladies and gentlemen, the co-chairman, Professor Uppal Disanayaka, did refer to the establishment of the National Council of Professionals in 2020. In fact, this idea was mooted by the leader of the opposition, and it was in February 2020 that a few of us met and discussed the formation of this association. It was immediately prior to the outbreak of COVID, and thereafter, today, the association has grown to over 2,000 members from all parts of the world. And I wish to take this opportunity to thank the initial core group of us who were present at the initial meetings, and thereafter to all those who have joined the association over the period of 2 years. And it is our hope that this association will grow from strength to strength, and that there will be many more professionals who will join the association in the months and years ahead. This association was formed, ladies and gentlemen, to advise and support, to provide support to the SJB, whilst in opposition as well as in government. The brief given to me this afternoon is to speak a few words about the rule of law and its application in this country, particularly in today's context. Before I venture on to that area, the undisputed supremacy of the rule of law, ladies and gentlemen, is an essential prerequisite and an integral part of a free, democratic society, founded on the values of fundamental human freedoms, including the liberty of the individual, as are known to us in modern society. The fundamental human freedoms have found expression in the Magna Carta of 1215, where the values of the human person, human rights, and freedoms are not only inscribed, but also enshrined, conceived in liberty, and dedicated the proposition that all persons are created equal and equal before the law. These legal principles, ladies and gentlemen, have also been enshrined and protected in the Sri Lankan Constitution as part of our most fundamental law. And what does sovereignty of the people mean? Sovereignty of the people, as defined in our Constitution, consists of 5 major pillars. The sovereignty of the people is the sovereignty that you and I exercise, and which we have entrusted to the legislators of this country to exercise legislative power on behalf of the people, to exercise executive power on behalf of the people, to exercise judicial power on behalf of the people, and also human rights and the franchise. Sri Lanka today, ladies and gentlemen, as described by Honorable Harsha De Silva, is facing its gravest economic, political, and social crisis. It is in its darkest hour of its history since independence. Over the years, ladies and gentlemen, since independence, particularly despite being a parliamentary democracy, there has been a gradual erosion of the rule of law. Thereafter, there has been a rapid decline and then a complete breakdown, particularly in the most recent past. Today, the people of this country have got onto the streets, clamoring for not only their rights, but also for essential basic commodities. And in order to answer the people have found that draconian regulations, attempts are being made to introduce draconian regulations to suppress the people's will. Today, the people have got onto the streets and exercised their sovereignty. The people are demanding that not only the President and the Prime Minister, but that all 225 members of the legislature should resign office. But it must be said that all these demands must be achieved within a legal framework, within the constitutional framework of this country. There are protests from all sections of society, from the youth particularly, from the elderly, from the members of the clergy, and all other sections, and also all persons in different disciplines, different areas of law. The professionals are on the streets. So what are the professionals asking for? What are the people asking for? People are asking that there should be a complete system change, a change in the system that is being practiced in this country for 74 years since independence. Now, this clamor has resulted, ladies and gentlemen, in the legal profession taking the lead. You will recall that on 1st April 2022, when the people protested in Meddegoda, in Mirihana, Meddegoda, a large number of them were arrested and produced in court. The following day, the members of the legal profession united without any party differences, without any ethnic differences, without any political differences, and as an unprecedented event in the judicial history of this country, over 500 lawyers presented themselves in the magistrates court of Meddegoda. There were over 200 persons throughout the day in the Mirihana police station seeking the release of those who were arrested by the police. And it was the proceedings of that day went on till 11:30 in the night, when the judicial independence of the people was vindicated by those who were presiding in those courts. Again, we saw last week a similar incident taking place when people in Ramukkana were clamoring for their demands and were clamoring for fuel and also the basic needs for their parents, children, and their grandparents. There was an unfortunate incident that took place, resulting in the loss of life. Now, in that context, ladies and gentlemen, the legal profession had unanimously adopted a draft resolution which is to be presented to the government, to the president, and to leaders of political parties. In that, the legal profession is requiring that there should be a change in the entire system of government. Those proposals were published this morning, that there should be a change in the entire system of government, that the country should rescind the 20th Amendment to the Constitution, which brought about a draconian executive presidency, that the country should go back to the 19th Amendment to the Constitution, that there should be time limits on the exercise of office, on the holding of office of public officials, that there should be a constitutional council that is established, that all the independent commissions which were established by the 19th Amendment should be reinstated. And also, most importantly, seeking the abolition of the executive presidency in this country. Not only seeking the abolition of the executive presidency, ladies and gentlemen, also calling for the formation of a national unity government, so that, and giving a time frame for that national unity government to present its proposals and adopt laws and regulations that will ease the burden of the people, which was very vividly described by Professor Dr. Harsha De Silva, the previous speaker, so that the people's burdens will be eased and that there will be a national unity government for a specific period of time and not more than 18 months, within which the system of government should change and there should be a move towards a parliamentary democracy based on the Westminster model. Now, those are the proposals that the legal profession has placed before the people of this country. And we sincerely hope that with these proposals, the abuse and misuse of office, the corruption, the cronyism, the nepotism that has been the practice for a long period of time will cease to exist, will no longer see the light of day. So with those words, with the presence of the Leader of the Opposition and other members of Parliament of the Samagi Jana Balawegaya, may I also ask you to support the proposals that have been presented, that will be presented also to the Leader of the Opposition and to all political leaders of all political parties by the Bar Association, by the legal profession, and that we have the support, unanimous support of all political parties to move forward so that the people of this country will have the system change that they've been calling for and will have a democratic form of government in the not too distant future. Thank you.